It's Wednesday night after a long day, and the last thing you want to do is cook dinner from scratch. But you still want a satisfying, tasty meal without the guilt? Enter your freezer's sidekick, Cauliflower. From thin and crispy cauliflower crust pizzas to all-natural white meat chicken tenders and more, Cauliflower is gluten-free always, satisfies every craving, and is ready in minutes. Cauliflower is available in freezer aisles nationwide. Visit eatcauliflower.com/where-to-buy to find a store near you.
This podcast is supported by Talkspace.
When my husband came home from his military deployment, readjusting was hard for all of us. Thankfully, I found Talkspace.
Talkspace provides professional support from licensed therapists and psychiatric providers online. Military members, veterans, and their dependents ages 13 and older can get fast access to providers, all from the privacy of their computers or smartphones.
I just answered a few questions online, and Talkspace matched me with a therapist. We meet when it's convenient for me, and I can message her anytime. It was so easy to set up, and they accept TRICARE. Therapy was going so well, my husband and I started seeing a couples therapist through Talkspace, too.
Talkspace works with most major insurers, including TRICARE. Match with a licensed therapist today at Talkspace.com/military. Go to Talkspace.com/military to get started today. That's Talkspace.com/military.
The views and opinions expressed by guests on this podcast do not necessarily represent those of the podcast, its creators, or sponsors. If you would like to discuss a missing persons case on this podcast, please be sure to visit missingpersonspodcast.net. This episode may contain unsettling or disturbing subject matter. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Missing Persons, a podcast dedicated to spreading the word about people who have vanished under mysterious or unexplained circumstances and the family members who are looking for answers. I'm Jess Betancourt.
And I'm Mike Morford. Together we created this podcast to help give a voice to people who continue to look for their missing loved ones. In some cases, even after decades have gone by. We're calling this episode, and any future episode like this one, Missing Persons Alerts. Because these kinds of cases are unfolding and playing out in real time. In these cases, time is of the essence, and together we can make a difference. You can do your part by sharing these missing persons alert cases on social media to help spread the word to others. Someone out there may have the piece of the puzzle that breaks a case wide open and reunites a missing person with his or her loved ones.
Missing Persons Alert, Madison Bell. This week, we are adding this short bonus Missing Persons Alert episode to feature the case of a young woman who went missing just this past week and whose family is desperately searching for her. 18-year-old Madison Bell, who goes by Maddie, lives with her mom, Melissa, in the tiny town of Greenfield, Ohio. Maddie is a senior at McLean High School. As of May 17th, Maddie was enjoying the final weeks of her senior year with all the celebrations and events that involves, although COVID-19 had curtailed many of those activities for Maddie and everyone else. Maddie is captain of the cheerleading team, and her mother says that she is a role model for the younger girls. She is dependable, hardworking, loyal, and loving. She is not the kind of girl who parties or does anything risky. She is super close with her mom and also has a long-term boyfriend named Cody Mann who lives with the Bells and has been dating Maddie for 5 years. Cody is a year older than Maddie, and he works a night job 4 nights a week. After her graduation, Maddie is looking forward to starting Ohio University in the fall, entering the nursing program. Last week, Maddie was excited that she was able to resume using the gift pack for indoor tanning that Cody had given her for Valentine's Day, as the state of Ohio had just lifted the restrictions on this type of activity. She had been tanning on Friday and Saturday of this past weekend. On Sunday, the 17th, Maddie told her mom that she was heading out to go tanning, and she left the house around 10 a.m. Her mother didn't see her go as she was in the kitchen, but she believes that Maddie went out basically wearing her pajamas, a t-shirt, Star Wars pants, and sandals and a North Face jacket, and no makeup. As far as Melissa knows, Maddie was wearing her gray-tinted contact lenses as her glasses were later found in the home. Cody remained at the house with Melissa. Now, this tanning salon is not a freestanding business. It's located in the rear of the corner market store located on Route 28, about an 8-minute drive from the Bell home. But Maddie never made it to the tanning place that day. When she was not yet home around 10:45, she usually only tanned for 20 minutes, it occurred to Melissa that she should be home any minute. Maddie had fallen asleep in the tanning bed the day before, so she wondered if maybe that had happened again. Or perhaps Maddie had had to wait for a tanning bed, as the tanning place was walk-ins only. But as more time passed, Melissa began to grow more concerned. Maddie was the kind of girl who would text her mom if there was a long line at the Starbucks drive-thru window and she would be even 5 minutes later than expected. For her, not to come straight home after tanning was completely out of character. Melissa texted her daughter and then called her to no avail. The phone rang, but there was no answer. She then asked Cody to try Maddie, thinking that perhaps the teen would answer her boyfriend's call. But she didn't respond to those calls either. Melissa then used the Find My iPhone function to track Maddie's phone and saw that it was in the vicinity of the Good Shepherd Church, across the street and caddy corner from the tanning place. She and Cody got in the car and drove over there right around 11 a.m. Maddie's red 4-door sedan was parked in the third spot from the road in the church parking lot. It was the only car in the lot. Its front wheels were sharply turned to the left, as though she had turned in from Route 28 and then turned abruptly into the parking spot. This indicated that she had entered the church lot from the Route 28 entrance, not the Route 11 entrance directly across from the corner market. Maddie was nowhere to be seen. Melissa tried the car door, and to her surprise, it opened. Maddie never left her car unlocked. The air inside the car had already gotten hot as the windows were rolled up. There was loose change sitting where Maddie left it in the center console. But, troublingly, the keys were in the ignition, and Maddie's iPhone was in a cubby in the center console under the radio, where Cody said she never kept it. Maddie never went anywhere without her phone, which was locked. Melissa tried to recall Maddie's password and frantically jabbed in different combinations until the phone locked her out. She then called the Highland County Sheriff's Office, and deputies responded to the scene. Police treated the church parking lot and Maddie's vehicle as crime scenes from the get-go, although it is still not known whether Maddie herself drove the car to the place where it was found. Now remember, because of COVID-19, no services were being held at the church that Sunday, so the parking lot was empty except for Maddie's car. Sheriff Donnie Barrera said that there were no signs of struggle at the car or anything to indicate that foul play was involved. The car did not appear to have been rummaged through, according to the sheriff. But Melissa Bell later said that Maddie's driver's license and bank card may be on her person, and there have been some indications that Maddie's wallet is missing, although there has been no activity in her bank account. One of the first things that was done was investigate the security cameras visible on the exterior of the church building. But in a sad twist of fate, these cameras were determined to be dummies that were not operational. Police were able to locate some witnesses who gave them some potentially helpful information. One of these was a church employee who saw a white sedan with California tags parked in the church lot, with an aged 20s to 30s white male standing near it. She noticed this because since there were no services that day, the lot was otherwise empty. A more detailed description came from an older couple. This couple had stopped by the church that morning to do an errand. This was at 9:45 a.m. And in the parking lot, they noted a 4-door white sedan parked diagonally across more than one spot. The driver appeared to be a tall, younger, clean-cut white male with sandy hair that was described as shaggy. He was wearing a polo shirt, the witnesses said. Going on this information, police were able to obtain surveillance footage from the cameras on the corner market that showed the white sedan, identified as a Nissan, pulling out of the church parking lot and turning left on 28, heading out of town in the direction of Leesburg, Ohio. Police have publicly released a still image of this vehicle and stated that it has or had California license plates. They are asking for the public's help in spotting this vehicle. Unfortunately, there are no timestamps on any of the surveillance footage. Police were able to access Maddie's iPhone after Melissa suddenly recalled the password. She has said that her daughter used only Facebook and Pinterest for social media, and that Melissa has the access codes to both so she could monitor the teen's activities. It is unknown what information, if any, police have been able to glean from the phone. On Wednesday, Sheriff Barrera indicated that investigators still were not certain what happened to Maddie, whether there was foul play or perhaps Maddie left of her own accord. Melissa Bell and Cody Mann both feel very strongly that Maddie has been abducted. Her mother says she would never disappear willingly. Maddie did not take clothing, makeup, her glasses, or her medication with her. And Maddie would never pull over for a stranger or give a ride to someone she didn't know. It is unknown how Maddie's car ended up in the Good Shepherd parking lot, or if the white sedan seen there is related to her disappearance. On Thursday, the sheriff delivered a message to Maddie that said if she is able to, please let someone know that she is safe. She would not be in trouble, he assured her. As of the time we are releasing this episode, Friday, May 22nd, 2020, authorities, including the U.S. 23 Major Crimes Task Force, have issued a request for information bulletin containing photos of Maddie and of the white Nissan from 2 different angles. And in the latest development, the bulletin was updated late Thursday to add a photo of a young man with shaggy, sandy hair, close-trimmed facial hair, and a plaid black and white button-down shirt with a collar. Investigators are hoping that the public can help identify the man in the photo, who was captured on security camera video taken by a business located in the village of Greenfield prior to the time that the car was captured leaving the church and heading toward Leesburg. We will put a copy of this bulletin on our website, missingpersonspodcast.net. The Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation and the FBI are both assisting the Highland County Sheriff's Office and the Greenfield Police Department in the search for Maddie. Texas EquiSearch has also joined in the search and is planning to conduct searches of the areas surrounding Greenfield over the coming days. Madison Bell is described as 5 feet 6 inches and weighing between 120 and 125 pounds. She has brown hair and brown eyes, although she may be wearing gray contact lenses. She also has a cross tattoo on her neck and a ghost tattoo on her side. She remains a missing person. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Madison Bell, please call the Highland County Sheriff's Office at 937-393-1421. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Missing Persons. If you can provide any information to help solve the case we discussed in this episode, we hope that you'll contact the appropriate authorities.
We hope that you'll tell your friends about Missing Persons and invite them to listen to the show. Word of mouth will really help us grow. And if you'd like to help us reach new listeners, please be sure to rate and review Missing Persons on the platform you're listening to us right now on. Just a reminder, new episodes of Missing Persons drop every other Saturday. If you want to find us on social media, you can search Facebook for Missing Persons Podcast. We're also on Twitter with the handle @missing_pod. And of course, you can always find us on our website, missingpersonspodcast.net. And on behalf of Jess Betancourt, this is Mike Morford saying thanks, and we'll see you next time on Missing Persons.
Missing Persons is produced under the name AbJack Entertainment by Mike Morford and Jessica Betancourt. It's hosted by Mike Morford and Jessica Betancourt, with writing and research by Jessica Betancourt and editing by Mike Morford. Be sure to listen every other Saturday for an all-new episode of Missing Persons.